WWE Superstar John Cena in town tonight, Raw. We are 13 days away from WrestleMania, and it's going to be huge. You're taking on The Rock, John. But there's a lot of stuff I want to get into with you before we start talking about all the extra tickets
This
being
is
made
going to
available.
be the hard-hitting, like, close-up camera whip tonight. We discuss with John Cena. Yeah, okay, all right, we'll get into it.
Okay, cool. Well, I just want to know, this is a business that not everyone's in. So what made you decide to get into the sports entertainment industry?
I'm like a lot of our young fans in the WWE universe out there today. I watched as a young kid. I tried to emulate my favorite superstars at the time, but back then it was like, Hulk Hogan, Koko Beware, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, The Ultimate Warrior. I grew up with it. I believe that you're right. It's not a lot. It's a business that not a lot of people are in, but I truly believe, and I've literally traveled the world 8 to 10 times over, and I've met millions of people. Everyone always has a story about wrestling. If they don't watch WWE currently, they're always like, "Oh, I remember when."
They would talk about Turo Tanaka and stuff.
From Gorgeous George to Bruno Sammartino to Backlund to anyone. Like, they always have a "I remember when" story, and I was that kid. I grew up with it.
Okay, cool. Well, as a child, when you grew up, I grew up wanting to be a pro wrestler too. I think every kid fantasizes that if you're a fan at some time. What was the vision for your character? Like, Foley had Dude Love. What did you think? Did you think you were going to be this? Or did you
No, I always wanted to be like Ultimate Warrior or like the Road Warriors. Yeah. I thought it was really cool, like especially the Road Warriors coming out in the spiked shoulder pads and the face paint and the crazy mohawks. I just thought it was... those guys were truly indestructible. And that as a young kid, that's what I wanted to be.
Well, that's a problem I have with wrestling nowadays. I mean, the lack of face paint. Why is nobody painting their face right now?
I was going to try it, but I'm already in enough hot water as it is, so I can't do anything
I don't know
more.
why nobody's doing that. It would have been great for the Bashams to do. I think that would have helped them out a lot when they were there. Let's clear up this spinner belt controversy, as people were calling it on the internet. Were you the one that came up with this?
I absolutely was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
yes,
how
I'm
do you
the
feel?
one that needs to be tied to the stake and burned as a witch. I'm the one who, quote unquote, disgraced the WWE Championship. Side note, the WWE Spinning Championship is not only the most requested item for anyone who wants any merchandise from the WWE, and that goes up to the Aaron Rodgers Green Bay Packers people, but it's also the most sold championship of all time. So, disgrace or not, I guess the debate will continue.
Do you think there's a chance that it might go back to the Winged Eagle? Like, a lot of people seem to want that. But
I don't know if it will go back to the Winged Eagle, but being the guy who truly invented it, it needs to change. It has been the way it's been for years now. It's had its run. It doesn't even spin anymore. It's heavy. It's awkward. It really is. An average championship belt weighs about 12 pounds. The current WWE Spinning Championship weighs 27 pounds. So it needs it. We need a rehash. I'm proactively trying to do that, but
you got to win.
I only got so much stroke, guys.
Yeah, right.
I can't
right?
do everything.
They think you have every stroke in the world. I swear. Now, John, when you throughout your career, you've probably had influences. Who are your biggest influences? Have they changed throughout your career?
They have. As a kid, like I said, Ultimate Warrior, Road Warriors, Hulk Hogan. I was a kid being entertained by the program. Growing up, being involved in the business, I truly started looking at guys for what they did. Harley Race, Dick Murdoch, a young Ted DiBiase, just watching how those guys worked and their ability to just be magical in the ring. And even like with the case of Dick Murdoch, if he wanted to take a night off, he would, but he would still entertain the hell out of you. I started liking guys for different reasons.
See, I think that's interesting because you're almost just talking about Dick Murdoch and stuff. You know you're wrestling. Some guys get into sports entertainment and they kind of just do it for a job. This is what you are. But I feel it's crazy because the fans, especially the older ones, tend to boo you and stuff, but I don't think they realize how much you care, respect, and know about the wrestling business.
They don't need to. My job is to show up every day and let them boo somebody. And that's the thing. Like, I don't need to... When I get a chance to sit down with an intelligent wrestling fan and we get to rap a little bit, I swear to you, after every guy who says they want to kill me, give me 5 minutes with them, and they're like, oh, you know what? I still don't like you, but you're all right. It's one of those deals where I don't. That's what our sport's about. They can go out and cheer who they want. They can go out and boo who they want. I think oftentimes guys try to sway the audience too much.
I think it was Pat Patterson that told a story one time about The Rock, when he was Rocky Maivia, first came in, getting booed, being pushed to the moon, and coming back. Why are these people booing me? Like, it really made him mad. So you never got upset about that.
No. I was always taught one of my greatest lessons about the business was from Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels. And to quote him, he said, if it's really loud, if they're really loud, it's really good. He didn't say if they're really positive, it's really good. He said, if they're really loud, it's really good. And our job is to make people escape, to make people enjoy, to make people be entertained. And I don't care if they like me or they don't. I'm me, and that's where the attachment is.
It is what it is. I got you. So you're talking about being liked. Who do you like? Like an unsigned wrestler or an underrated wrestler, in your opinion? Who would you pick? If you played Vince McMahon for 1 second, who would you want to sign?
That's a good question. I just saw Seth Rollins have a dark match in Cleveland, and I've heard a lot about him. Not a real guy that I followed a lot in FCW, but man, was I impressed with his dark match. I thought he did unbelievable. And for those who don't know, opening contest. I shouldn't use dark matches. Opening contest. He had the first match of the night, and he did extremely well. I think underused right now. Dolph Ziggler, definitely. Zack Ryder was amazing through our November-December run, and has kind of fallen off the face of the earth. I've often said this: look for great things out of Cody Rhodes. He's already doing great things, but that kid won me over when he inducted his dad into the Hall of Fame. An unknown just came and knocked it out of the park with a public speaking engagement. I thought he was unreal. I think it's a great time for WWE because we're in that transition that we were in 2002. We truly have, I think it's me and Randy left and we're the old guys now.
Yeah, that's got to be crazy.
We're 10 years in the game, and now we're looking at the new group of people, and I just think it's a really exciting time because we have enough old names where you watch the program to see the guys you like, but there's enough new talent on the show where you stay tuned for the matches and want to say to yourself, okay, what's this guy going to do?
You talk about old names. Here's an older name, but people still talk about it sometimes. Goldberg, and I never knew this. I know a lot about you, but I was doing some research trying to find out stuff about you for this interview. You were in the movie Ready to Rumble, huh?
Yeah, I was in the background. I'm in the background with IFBB pro bodybuilder Aaron Baker, and we're just kind of working out while Goldberg is doing incline press with foam plates.
And at that point, did you know that this is what you want? I mean, you knew this.
Yeah,
did you try to ask for advice, or were you just kind of trying to keep to yourself?
No. I was briefed on like, hey man, just you're an extra. Just go be an extra. Enjoy the $80 or whatever they give you for the day. And at that time, I'm living out of my car, so I needed the money. But what a real cool deal, like a nice little spot as an extra and Ready to Rumble, and then being able to take it to April 1st in Miami for the biggest event of all time.
It's going to be huge with you versus The Rock. And last question, this goes for Mania with The Rock.
Yeah.
You got The Rock now.
Yeah.
But if you could wrestle anybody from any era, I mean, I'm talking like Danny Hodge, Toots Mott, anybody you want. It could be anybody. It could be Hogan, whoever you want. Who would you do except for The Rock?
Except for my answer is The Rock, but that's okay. That's all right. You said except for The Rock. I think if there was one more, I would say Steve Austin. I would say Steve Austin just because The Rock and Steve are so polarizing, and I think even Steve's had health issues in the past, but I've seen him recently. I don't know if you saw him on Tough Enough.
Looks great.
He's in the ring. He's in great shape. He can certainly still talk the talk. He's one of those guys. I know it's a time machine type hypothetical scenario, but Steve, I think, has one more great match in him, and if he decides, I just hope I'm the guy on the other side of the ring.
I don't know. You and Punk might be fighting over that one. Last time I talked to Punk,
no,
he said the same
I know,
thing.
and that's he is Steve Austin, so that everybody wants to be in there with him. But I'm putting my name in the hat of opponents he may choose from.
I love it, but all we have to worry about now is WrestleMania with The Rock in Miami, 13 days away. And as for tonight, Philadelphia, Wells Fargo Center, Raw. The place is going to be jam packed. As the Great Gorilla Monsoon said, they'll be going bananas. They'll be hanging from the rafters. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be great.
What can the people expect to see tonight, John?
We're virtually already sold out. They just emergency released like the last 600 seats that are available. Philly already knows about WWE, and if for you're listening to this interview and you have no idea what I've been saying for the past 5 minutes, buy a ticket, watch the show. If you can't get in the building, watch it on USA because it's a wonderful entertainment experience. In the day and age of all these reality shows and in-your-face real television, WWE is about as real and as live as it gets. So if you don't know what we're talking about, come and be entertained for 2.5 hours over at Wells Fargo Center. It is a wonderful night of escape.
I'd argue that they were the first reality show, WWE. I'll be there. You should be there, too. Get down there tonight. Comcast Tix, TTIX.com. You can go to the box office. Tickets as low as $20. The best value in family entertainment, so you can't beat it. John.
Indeed.
Thanks for coming in, man. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, bro.